Hello, welcome to another video of Noobs Game Best, and this is my 5th attempt at recording this, so sorry if there's any annoying background noise. But anyways, if that's out of mind, I'm going to be playing my favorite chapter of Portal 2 called The Fall.
Just a regular moron. He's the product of the greatest minds of a generation, working together with the express purpose of building the dumbest moron who ever lived. And you just put him in charge of the entire facility. Good, that's still working. Hey, just in case this pit isn't actually bottomless, do you think maybe you could unstrap one of those long fall boots of yours and shove me into it? Just remember to land on one foot.
Okay, GLaDOS. There's just something nice about the setting and atmosphere here. It's eerie yet pleasant for some reason. Well, not exactly right here, but later on in this chapter. It's just like the ruins at the very bottom of the salt mines of Aperture. This is such an awesome game. I recommend everyone watching to at least try it. So if I go here, I mean, if you already have the first Portal, it's $8, but if you don't, it's 10. Anyways, we can go down here to this abandoned. Well, technically, over here is more the old setting, more abandoned part of Aperture. I can give a bit of background story. It all started out in the 50s, and I think right now, in the present time, it's much, much later than that. But yeah, now we're entering the condemned areas. There's a big vault door. Right behind it is the old part of Aperture Science. Also, the lag is very impressively laggy. It's like saying the floor is made out of floor. Actually, why did I press that? Okay, here we go, inside the store. Then we come in here. this is my favorite loading segment of the game. And the soundtrack is awesome, and it's just the environment is one of the best, even from a game that was out in 2011. The graphics hold up a whole lot. There is that corrosion water of the salt mines. Yep, that would happen to you. It's not leaning, really. There's the enrichment spheres. There's enrichment spheres that tests happen in. The very old tests. So we can go on right through here. I'm getting lag spikes from...
Amateur science, astronauts, war heroes, Olympians. You're here because we want the best, and you are it. So, who is ready to make some science?
I am.
Now, you already met one another on the limo ride over, so let me introduce myself. I'm Cave Johnson. I own the place. That eager voice you heard is the lovely Carolyn, my assistant. Rest assured, she has transferred your honorarium to the charitable organization of your choice. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Pretty as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas. She's married. To science.
Okay, before I got interrupted by pre-recorded messages that were made in the 50s, my frame rate sometimes get to 70 to like 20 FPS. Probably even lower at some points.
There's 1,000 tests performed every day here in our enrichment spheres. I can't personally oversee every one of them, so these pre-recorded messages will cover any questions you might have and respond to any incidents that may occur in the course of your science adventure. Your test assignment will vary depending on the manner in which you have bent the world to your will. Those of you helping us test the repulsion gel today, just follow the blue line on the floor. Those of you who volunteered to be injected with praying mantis DNA, I've got some good news and some bad news. Bad news is we're postponing those tests indefinitely. Good news is we've got a much better test for you. Fighting an army of mantis men. Pick up a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts.
Started off as selling shower curtains, then science, and still having Black Mesa beat them. Yep, there we go. And a salt mine for evidence. It goes a long way up. There's a sphere right there. It's a natural sphere. There's some buttons and speakers.
If you've cut yourself at all in the course of these tests, you might have noticed that your blood is pure gasoline. That's normal. We've been shooting you with an invisible laser that's supposed to turn blood into gasoline, so all that means is it's working. If you need to go to the bathroom after this next series of tests, please let a test associate know, because in all likelihood, whatever comes out of you is going to be coal. Only temporary, so do not worry. If it persists for a week, though, start worrying and come see us, because that's not supposed to happen. Just a heads up, we're going to have a superconductor turned up full blast and pointed at you for the duration of this next test. I'll be honest, we're throwing science at the wall here to see what sticks. No idea what it'll do. Probably nothing. Best case scenario, you might get some superpowers. Worst case, some tumors, which we'll cut out.
Okay, here we go. This hall. Oh, that's nice. Very structurally sound. I can't speak today. look, here we go. Some shells. Now we learn one gel at a time here. I don't know why I did some walkthrough videos, kind of spoiling these
They say
things.
great science is built on the shoulders of giants. Not here. At Aperture, we do all our science from scratch. No hand-holding.
I mean, I did some of my custom test walkthroughs with using the BMod. I use Hammer now. But anyways. I kind of spoil these environments before I actually play them in the campaign.
Alright, let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel. You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm told.
Now, the atmosphere inside of these spheres is so nice. Something that BMod cannot do. They have the impossible rooms, which is, in nerd terms, it's a world portal. It's only in this source engine. I might do some Hammer tutorials soon. Anyways, tell me if you actually want a whole lot of them. You see, the atmosphere here is actually kind of nice and calming. I don't know why, it's just, even though it's like really old. It's so good. That's just how I can explain it. This is the reason why I like this part of the game so much. Chapter 7 kind of keeps this feeling. Well,
The lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day.
Chapter 7 kind of gets more eerie and more going downhill after that. I'm good at spoiling, I don't know why. This room is actually useless. You can't see any tests or any subjects. It just, if you like seeing walls, then it's good for you. Anyways, we're going to fall down this part because we can.
For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
This is one of my favorite tests in this part. Okay, now we can go up. The music is not hurting any ears just yet. I mean, sometimes it can, but it doesn't really get bad. It's just a lot of these square waveforms and sawtooth waves. Quite a bit. Okay, nice. Am I gonna make it? I don't know. Nope. Okay, now can I? Okay, there we go.
Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton. All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face.
I think that test is out of commission.
I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
I like to cover this entire area, but I'm just gonna get the useful areas. Okay, let's go up here. Oh, that was salty.
That coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
That's nice to know.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
There we go. Nice. That was easy.
I'm telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
Okay. This part got me quite lost in the first round. Okay. Because we're actually supposed to put it right there. Yeah, just like that. Then we go down here.
If you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who wouldn't recognize the thrill of danger if it walked up and snapped their little pink bras, that sounds like projection. They didn't fly into space, storm a beach, or bring back the gold. No, sir, we did. You and me against the world, son. I like your grit. Puzzle could use work, though. Now let's solve this thing.
I can never catch that first try and get that achievement. Oh, it was too late. There we go. Let's put one here. So I don't have to do this. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, I need to put gel right here.
Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not marry safe science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out because you are fired? Now you test subject, you're doing fine. Yes, you, box, your stop. Out the front door. Parking lot, car, goodbye.
Harsh. Very harsh.
Congratulations! The simple fact that you're standing here listening to me means you've made a glorious contribution to science. As founder and CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, there will always be a limo waiting for you. Say goodbye, Carolyn.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem.
Okay. Now I'm going to need to go this way. Okay, so I go up there. Just like this. Orange light. Okay.
Greetings, friend. I'm Cave Johnson, CEO of Aperture Science. You might know us as a vital participant in the 1968 Senate hearings on missing astronauts. And you've most likely used one of the many products we invented, but that other people have somehow managed to steal from us. Black Mesa can eat my bankrupt...
Sir, the testing?
Right. Now you might be asking yourself, Cave, just how difficult are these tests? What was in that phone book of a contract I signed? Am I in danger? Let me answer those questions with a question. Who wants to make $60? Cash. You can also feel free to relax for up to 20 minutes in the waiting room, which is a damn sight more comfortable than the park benches most of you were sleeping on when we found you. So, welcome to Aperture. You're here because we want the best, and you're it. Nope. Couldn't keep a straight face. Anyway, don't smudge up the glass down there. In fact, why don't you just go ahead and not touch anything unless it's test related.
Now, if you don't know any context, this may make absolutely no sense. It's because this is now not the 50s anymore, down there was. This is more of the 70s section. And this is when Aperture Science pretty much was bankrupt.
If you're allergic to peanuts, you might want to tell somebody now, because this next test may turn your blood into peanut water for a few minutes. On the bright side, if we can make this happen, they're going to have to invent a new type of Nobel Prize to give us, so hang in there. The average human male is about 60% water. As far as we're concerned, that's a little extravagant. So if you feel a bit dehydrated in this next test, that's normal. We're going to hit you with some jet engines and see if we can't get you down to 20 or 30%. All right, we're working on a little teleportation experiment. Now, this doesn't work with all skin types, so try to remember which skin is yours, and if it doesn't teleport along with you, we'll do what we can to sew you right back into it. All right, we're working on a little teleportation experiment. Now, the average human male is about 60% water. As far as we're concerned, if you're allergic to peanuts, you might want to tell somebody now, because this next test may turn your blood into peanut water for a few minutes.
I don't need it. I do need to get on there. Okay, that was not fun. I think right there should be fine. Should be. Okay, there we go.
Oh, hi. Say, you're good at murder. Could you, murder this bird for me? Oh, thanks. Did you feel that? That idiot doesn't know what he's doing up there. This whole place is going to explode in a few hours if somebody doesn't disconnect him. I can't move, and unless you're planning to saw your own head off and wedge it into my old body, you're going to need me to replace him. We're at an impasse. So what do you say? You carry me partially eaten by a bird. Wow, you stabbed me. What is wrong with you? Hold on. Do you have a multimeter? Never mind. The gun must be part magnesium. It feels like I'm outputting an extra half a volt. Keep an eye on me. I'm going to do some scheming. Here I go.
Oh, now the potato been fried.
Whoa, where are we? How long have I been out? That extra half volt helps, but it isn't going to power miracles. If I think too hard, I'm going to fry this potato before we get a chance to burn up in the atomic fireball that little idiot is going.
Oh, okay. Anyways, this is going to be all for this chapter, since chapter 7 starts up there somewhere. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. And, yeah, this game is really awesome. Anyways, that's going to be all, and have a great day.